the mighty and resilient Merrimack River, carving through the communities of our great region. My name is Linda Lorden, proud president of Merrimack County Savings Bank, and like the river that serves as our namesake, we're a constant yet ever-changing presence. Because to us, it's bigger than banking. It's about powering communities and putting people first. It's about knowing where you came from and where you're going. That's Merrimack style. Visit us at themerrimack.com.
It's time to gather loved ones together for all the holidays' best spread. Lynn's has great prices on all your favorite Thanksgiving items, from delicious turkey with all the fixings to mashed potatoes and yummy pies. We have everything you need to create your perfect Thanksgiving dinner. Whether it's cooking the traditional meal, completely store-bought, or a combination of both, your best holiday meal starts here. Learn more and start shopping today at linsgrocery.com. Lynn's, where delicious begins.
Hello, and thank you for joining me in another episode of the Speak English with a British Accent podcast. I hope you've all been enjoying the different types of content I've included in the past week's episodes. If you have any wishes of subjects and topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please let me know. You can email me at mail@learningbritishaccent.com. I shall put the email address in the show notes. I'd also love to know what you've been particularly enjoying or finding useful, and I shall endeavour to include more of that in the future. Now, to keep this podcast free to you subscribers, please consider making a donation if you can. No matter how small, it really does help. Again, I'll put the donation links in the show notes, and any donation you can spare is very, very warmly welcomed. Of course, purchasing a subscription to the British Accent Bundle, which is my flagship British accent training, can really help fund this podcast and more. You can get the details at learningbritishaccent.com/bundle. Now, let's get on with the show. Section 1. Developing natural intonation patterns in your British accent through contrastive stress drills. One of the most important elements of acquiring a natural RP British English accent is mastering the subtle intonation patterns and stresses used in spoken English. While individual sounds and vocabulary are really important components, if your stresses and pitches are off, your accent will never seem fully authentic, no matter how good your pronunciation is. A helpful exercise for improving your intuitive grasp of British intonation is contrastive stress drills. Now, these drills involve practicing sentences where the meaning changes depending on which word is stressed or emphasized. By repeating sentences while shifting that stress around, you can train your mouth and ear to associate certain prosodic patterns with conveying contrastive information. So, how to practice contrastive stress drills? Now, the first step is to come up with simple sentences where switching the stressed word results in reversing or contrasting the meaning. So let's look at a couple of examples. So this sentence, I never said she stole my money. I never said she stole my money. Now we're going to say this sentence with emphasis on a different word each time. So, I never said she stole my money. So we put the emphasis on I, meaning others may have said it, but not me. I never said she stole my money. Okay, let's try a different one. I never said she stole my money. I never said she stole my money. So maybe I hinted or implied it, but I didn't say it outright. I never said she stole my money. Okay, let's do another one. Emphasis on a different word. I never said she stole my money. I never said she stole my money. So I've put the emphasis now on the she, so I said someone else perhaps stole it, but not her. I never said she stole my money. Okay, and a final one. I never said she stole my money. I never said she stole my money. So where did I put the emphasis and the stress? Yes, on money. So I didn't say she stole my money. She may have stole something else. So stressing different words contrasts the meanings. It was never said at all versus it was never her that I accused versus I never actually said the money was stolen. The stress creates meaningful distinctions between the same sentence. This contrasts potential meanings, hence why it's called contrastive stress. So let's do another example. I didn't take the test yesterday. I didn't take the test yesterday. So, I didn't take the test, but maybe somebody else did. Second, I didn't take the test yesterday. I didn't take the test yesterday. So there I've stressed the final word of yesterday. So perhaps I took it another day. So some tips when practicing. Start slow at first as you get used to shifting the stresses fluidly. Really lean into pitches and varying volumes between strong and weak syllables. Record yourself to check your stresses are clear and the contrasts are natural. Once you have the pattern, speed up the repetitions to make them conversationally paced. So here are 8 sentences demonstrating contrastive stress for you to practice. Okay, number 1. Which word am I stressing first? I like this painting. I like this painting. So yes, it's the this. I like this painting. Contrasting with, I like this painting, meaning not the other art form, so perhaps not the sculpture. I like this painting. Okay, question 2. Which word am I stressing in this one? He should buy the house. Yes, it's buy. So, buying opposed to renting. And a second version could be, he should buy the house. So we're emphasising, we're stressing the house, meaning not buying an apartment, a flat, or anything else. He should buy the house. He should buy the house. Okay, question number 3. She only eats organic fruit. So she only eats organic fruit. So organic is the word stress. So she doesn't eat conventional fruit, she eats organic fruit. Or you could put the stress elsewhere. She only eats organic fruit. She only eats organic fruit. So not any other organic foods, just the fruit. Number 4. They were flying to Paris. They were flying to Paris. So we put the emphasis here on the flying, so they're flying and they're not driving or taking the train. And then we'll put an emphasis on an alternative word. They were flying to Paris. They were flying to Paris. We've put the emphasis there on the location of Paris instead of perhaps Rome or London or wherever else. Number 5. He said Monday. He said Monday. Okay, so it's the day of the week that's emphasised. So it's a Monday, it's not a Tuesday or a Wednesday. But we can alternatively say, he said Monday. So he didn't just imply it, he said it. Number 6, they run marathons. They run marathons. So they run marathons. They don't only race shorter distances. Or we can put the stress on the run. So they run marathons. So they're running them. They're not jogging or walking. They're running. They run marathons. Number 7, he likes hip-hop music. He likes hip-hop music. So hip-hop, maybe not pop music or classical music. And then we could change the stress to put the stress on the word likes. He likes hip-hop music. He likes hip-hop music. So he just doesn't casually enjoy it. He really does like it. Finally, number 8, we're moving to the city. We're moving to the city. We're moving to the city. So we put the emphasis now on city, so we're saying the city instead of we're not moving to the countryside or the suburbs, we're moving to the city. And we can change the stress to moving. We're moving to the city. We're moving to the city, which means we're not just visiting, we're actually moving. So mastering these fine differences through drills like this, shifting the contrastive stresses, is key to your accent work passing as genuinely native. Commit to practicing a few sets of sentences each session and you'll be well on your way to internalising a credible British intonation over time. The extra effort pays off enormously for authenticity. Now, there is a module of stress in Course 2 of the British Accent Bundle, and you can sign up for membership at learningbritishaccent.com/bundle. Section 2. Following on from Section 1, I've created a short quiz to help you test your knowledge on identifying stress in a sentence. Now, the full quiz will be added to the stress module in Course 2, but you can take the first 3 questions here. So let's do 3 questions testing your knowledge on contrastive stress. I will put the link to this in the show notes. I'm going to play you a recording. I want you to listen to the sentence. And the question is the speaker stressing who owns the car or the colour of the car? So have a listen.
My brother owns a red car.
Let's do that one again.
My brother owns a red car.
So what are they stressing? Who owns the car or the colour of the car? The stress was on brother, so it was who owns the car. Well done. Let's do question 2. Let's have a listen.
Are you accompanying Sarah to her lesson?
Okay, so we need to know who they are accompanying or where they are accompanying. Which is the speaker stressing? Who or where? Let's have another listen.
Are you accompanying Sarah to her lesson?
One more time. Who or where?
Are you accompanying Sarah to her lesson?
It's to the lesson part is the stress part, so it's where they are accompanying them to. Finally, in this question, does the speaker stress who asked to see the passport or what they asked to see? Let's take a listen.
Karen asked to see the passport.
Again.
Karen asked to see the passport.
So it was who or what? And the word that was stressed in that sentence was passport, so it was what they asked to see. I hope you got them all right, and of course you can do the full quiz if you are a member of the British Accent Bundle. Section 3. Telling jokes in English, the fun way to fluency. Memorising and telling jokes can be a fun way to practice and improve your English skills. Here are 12 ways in which telling jokes can help you. Number 1, vocabulary. Jokes often use words and phrases that you may not use in everyday conversation, so telling jokes can help you expand your vocabulary and learn new words and phrases. Number 2, fluency. Telling jokes requires you to speak quickly and smoothly, which can help you improve your fluency and speed in English. Number 3, pronunciation. Telling jokes can also help you practice your pronunciation and accent, as you will need to articulate the punchline clearly for the joke to be effective. Number 4, confidence. Telling jokes can boost your confidence in speaking English, as you'll have to speak in front of others and engage them through humour. Number 5, informality. Jokes allow you to practice conversational language and contractions like couldn't and isn't, rather than just formal speech. This builds your fluency. Number 6, timing. Pacing and delivery are essential to a joke's success. You learn to vary emphasis, speed, and pause placement like a natural speaker. Number 7, comfort. It's less intimidating to focus on pronunciation within a humorous context rather than drills. Jokes create a low-anxiety environment to experiment. Number 8, socialization. Sharing jokes is a great conversation starter. It exercises your ability to engage others, use facial expressions, and tell stories succinctly. Number 9, listening skills. Hearing jokes requires actively listening for wordplay, nuance, and cultural references to fully understand them. This improves your comprehension. Number 10, memorization. Remembering full jokes strengthens your memory and recall of detailed phrases versus just learning the isolated words. Number 11, feedback. Asking friends for their opinions on your delivery helps identify areas to focus on. Incorporating their suggestions accelerates progress. Number 12, motivation. Enjoyment is the best teacher. Internalizing the challenge to share better jokes keeps practice feeling meaningful rather than a chore. Incorporating joke time into your regular practice can quickly start building these soft skills alongside pure pronunciation work. The social context mimics real-world language usage. Now, if you're anything like me, remembering a joke to retell is the hardest part of all. So here's a few tips for improving your ability to memorize jokes and, of course, the punchlines. 1. Break down the joke into smaller chunks. Instead of trying to memorize the entire joke at once, try breaking it down into smaller parts and memorizing them one at a time. Number 2, repeat the joke out loud. Saying the joke out loud can help you commit it to memory and get a feel for the rhythm and the flow of the joke. Number 3, visualize the joke. Try creating a mental image of the joke to help you remember the details. Number 4, use mnemonic devices. You can use mnemonic devices such as rhymes or acronyms to help you remember the punchline of the joke. And number 5, practice, practice, practice. The more you practice telling the joke, the more likely you are to remember it. So here's a few example jokes you can try memorizing and retelling. Number 1, why was the maths book sad? Because it had too many problems. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? Because it was too tired. Why was the cat sitting on the computer? It wanted to keep an eye on the mouse. Why was the tomato blushing? Because it saw the salad dressing. Now, why not make a note of any jokes you come across today? Section 4. Jokes for English learners. The punchline to perfect pronunciation. Telling jokes is not only fun and helps lighten the mood, but crafting punchlines also provides excellent, though often overlooked, pronunciation practice for those wishing to improve their British English accent. As the climactic finale containing the twist or surprise ending, punchlines reveal the joke's main point and are typically delivered more quickly and loudly for maximum comedic impact. Mastering punchline delivery challenges your articulation, your intonation, word stress, and timing in a lively way. Now, what makes a good punchline? While no strict formula actually exists for joke punchlines, many conform to basic templates and typical sound patterns. So, they're short, they're concise sentences or fragments resolving narrative tension from the earlier joke setup. They tend to feature alliteration, rhyme, repetition, irony, hyperbole, twists, reversals, contrasts, callbacks, double meaning, imagery, and more. Their delivery timing is crucial. Pause briefly, then accelerate speech leading up to and through the punchline. How can punchlines sharpen speaking skills? Delivering punchlines well challenges several important oral communication abilities. Okay, so enunciation. The unexpected or complex vocabulary in punchlines prompts you to carefully articulate tricky consonant combinations and uncommon words for clarity. Rhythm. From callbacks to rhymes, punchlines often incorporate repeating sounds, alliteration, similar syllable stress patterns, and other rhythmic speech components requiring a smooth delivery. Projection. The ramped-up animation, speed, and volume punchlines demand pushes your vocal projection capability. Comedic timing. Knowing just how long to pause for maximum audience anticipation takes precise comedic timing and tempo control, which are crucial punchline delivery skills. Word stress challenges. Proper word stress placement is essential for easily understood English speech, since emphasizing the wrong syllable can change the meaning. Punchlines pack complex vocabulary and verbal tricks into short sentences, testing your ability to correctly pronounce multisyllable words, words with silent letters, homophones, homographs, contronyms, idioms, and slang. So here's some tips for punchline delivery success. Speak punchlines slightly faster than setups. Project more volume on punchlines' critical last 1 to 2 words. Note alliteration, rhymes, repetitions, and stress them. Use strategic pausing just before delivering the punchline. Over-enunciate uncommon words and consonant combinations. Apply proper syllable emphasis for tricky vocabulary. Use facial expressions and gestures to really sell the punchline. Adding humour through well-delivered, punchy punchlines not only entertains, but provides focused practice on many core English speech components, with their wit, irony, reversals and wordplay all packed into a short, snappy phrase demanding crisp articulation and excellent timing. Punchlines offer an enjoyable route to improving your British accent. So next time someone tells you a joke, listen closely to the punchline for both humour and pronunciation pointers. Can I just take a moment to break in here? You can get access to quizzes and members-only posts when you become a member of the British Accent Bundle at learningbritishaccent.com. And of course, you also get access to both the British Accent training courses. That's the RP British Accent Pronunciation course and the Ultimate RP British Accent Learning Resource. You can get all of this for under £7 per month. So if you select the yearly membership option at only £79, you can get immediate access to all these resources. So for less than £7 per month, you can make so much improvement to your speaking voice and gain so much confidence in your fluency and conversation skills. So why not gift yourself this opportunity? Section 5. Tips to help non-native speakers understand jokes. Non-native speakers may have difficulty understanding jokes for a variety of reasons. They may not be familiar with the cultural context or language used in the jokes. They may not understand idiomatic expressions or wordplay. Or they may have different cultural norms and values that affect their understanding of humour. Additionally, understanding humour relies heavily on language proficiency and a strong command of the language's nuances and subtleties, which can be challenging for non-native speakers. So here's a few tips that can help. 1. Pay attention to the context. Jokes often rely on a specific context or background information to be understood. Paying attention to the context in which the joke is told can help you understand the joke better. 2. Look up unfamiliar words. If you come across a word you don't know while listening to a joke, try looking it up in a dictionary to get a better understanding of the joke. 3. Practice listening to jokes. Listening to jokes in English can help you get used to the rhythms and patterns of the language, which can make it easier to understand these jokes. 4. Ask for clarification. If you don't understand a joke, don't be afraid to ask for clarification. Most people will be happy to explain the joke to you. 5. Don't worry about getting every joke. It's normal not to understand every joke, especially if you're still learning the language. Don't worry about it, just enjoy the ones that you do understand. 6. Improve the cultural familiarity. Gain exposure to the culture associated with the language. This includes watching movies, TV shows, reading books or articles from that particular culture. Familiarise yourself with common cultural references and societal norms to grasp the context of jokes. 7. Strengthen your language proficiency. Strengthen your language skills by practicing regularly. The more fluent you become, the easier it is to catch wordplay and nuances in jokes. Expand your vocabulary, especially idiomatic expressions and colloquialisms commonly used in humour. 8. Learn humour styles. Understand the prevalent humour styles in the language, whether it's wordplay, sarcasm, irony, or cultural references. Pay attention to the tone, timing, and delivery of jokes, as these elements contribute to the humour. 9. Watch comedians. Watch stand-up comedians who perform in the language you're learning. Comedians often reflect cultural and linguistic nuances, providing valuable insights into humour. I don't know if you've got any particular favourites of comedians. I love Eddie Izzard. I'm not sure if he's still doing stand-up anymore, but if you can catch any of his old shows, do so. They're amazing stories and narratives that he tells and incredibly funny. 10. Be patient and open-minded. Humour can be subjective, and what's funny to one person may not be to another. So be patient and open-minded in your approach to jokes, and don't be discouraged if you don't understand a joke immediately. Learning to appreciate humour is a gradual process. And 11, celebrate progress. Celebrate your small victories when you successfully understand a joke. This positive reinforcement can motivate you to continue improving your language skills. Remember, the ability to understand humour in a foreign language is a sign of language proficiency and cultural awareness. Embrace the learning process and enjoy the journey of discovering the lighter side of the language. Thank you again for listening. I wish you all a very happy and prosperous Chinese New Year, and have a great weekend. I shall see you next week. Bye for now.